What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another roster update video. And to answer your questions, yes, I will be talking about Gerrit Cole, just like the title says. Yes, I will be talking about Josh Hader, okay? So you guys cannot yell at me in the comment section. But again, if I do miss any players that you do think deserve to be upgraded, please let me know. Be civil about it. Be nice. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first player on our list today, I promise you guys, we were going to be talking about him. He has an 8-1 record and a 2.59 ERA. Who is it? We're talking about Gerrit Cole. So one thing that I like to mention as well is he also has a .172 average and he's holding opponents to a .89 whip. So in the game, he has a 73 hits per 9. That makes no sense. He's given up 60 hits in 100 innings. His hits per 9 needs to be increased. He has, amazing stats. I don't know how this guy's not a diamond. It makes no sense. In those same 100.2 innings pitched, he has 138 strikeouts. So his hits per 9 needs to go up. His K per 9 needs to go up. I truly have no idea how San Diego Studios thinks it's okay to keep this guy at a gold. Maybe they're taking into account that he had a pretty subpar last 2 years, because they always like to say the standard for stats is the past 3 years. So again, that's keeping it fair, but he's 8-1, 2.59 ERA with insane stats. I think that Gerrit Cole goes diamond this week. I'm not going to bet on it because, again, San Diego Studios is really weird about it, but in my opinion, Gerrit Cole should have been diamond 2 weeks ago. So for the next player, we have to stay on the Astros. We are talking about our man Evan Gattis. In his last 15 games, Evan Gattis has 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, and he's hitting .321. In his last 30 games, he's hitting .295 with 11 home runs and 35 RBIs. In my opinion, I believe that deserves an upgrade to both the contact and the power for each lefties and righties. On the season versus lefties, he's hitting .256. On the season versus righties, he's hitting .254. So I don't think the contact needs to go up too much, maybe +5 on each of them, but the power, definitely 69 and 66. That makes completely no sense. I believe that his power should be at a 75 or an 80 because he has 6 home runs against lefties, 8 home runs against righties. He's slugging .538 against lefties. The power versus lefties definitely has to go up. I think that Evan Gattis goes to a 76 this week. Coming up next, we have another diamond watch. So first was Gerrit Cole. The next player that I think might go diamond this week is Mr. Josh Hader. This season alone, he has a 2-0 record. You don't really pay attention to that. He is a relief pitcher, but he has a 1.16 ERA, and in 24 games and 38.2 innings pitched, he has 77 strikeouts and a .75 whip. That is insane. Now, the only thing that kind of sucks about the stats that I just mentioned is the fact that he already has a 102 hits per 9. He has a 104 K per 9. Now, I believe, in my opinion, that a 64 break is not justified because we've all seen Josh Hader's slider. It is absolutely filthy. It's up there with Andrew Miller as one of the best left-handed sliders in the game. So in my opinion, I believe that his break should go up. He does throw about 94, 95, so maybe his velocity can go up to an 80. But my biggest thing is he's only given up 2 home runs, so maybe that home runs per 9 deserves an increase as well. So if you increase the home runs per 9, the break, and a little bit to the velocity, I believe, in my opinion, that is a +2 to Josh Hader. I think he goes to a +1 this week and then possibly keeps creeping up, but in my opinion, not diamond just this week, but watch out for him. Coming up next, we have pretty much the reincarnation of Michael Conforto, but maybe even a better player than Michael Conforto because he has the speed along with it. We're talking about Brandon Nimmo. On the year, he's hitting .235 against lefties, so the 49 contact versus lefties, that's exactly where it needs to be. Now against righties, my guy is hitting .307 with 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and he is slugging .654. So the 67 contact versus righties and the 61 power versus righties, in my opinion, those each deserve at least a +10 for this week. And if he continues to do that over the course of the year, you might even see him get that +20 and +20 that he has right now for the inside edge. He might end the year as a silver. I think for right now, he'll probably get like a +3, +4 upgrade to stay in the bronze, but in my opinion, Brandon Nimmo deserves to be a silver by at least the end of probably July. Blake Treinen has a 4-1 record with a 1.03 ERA. In 28 games, he has 16 saves and 35 innings pitched. He has 43 strikeouts and a .94 whip. His velocity and break inside the game are already super elite, so I don't think that's going to be any reason why he goes up. What I think he's going to go up for is both the hits per 9 and the K per 9 because his K per 9 is up there with Aroldis Vizcaíno, and Aroldis Vizcaíno has like an 80 K per 9. So I think that with these increases, Blake Treinen gets closer to at least a 77, maybe a 78. He's lighting it up right now. He's 6'5", 225, age 29, so he is entering his prime. I believe that he goes to at least a 77 because of the increases to the hits per 9 and the K per 9. When we traded for Trevor Bauer, and I say we because I'm a big Indians fan, this is the reason why. In 2018, he has a 6-5 record, which is not that great, let's be honest, but he has a 2.5 ERA. In 100 innings pitched, he has 129 strikeouts. That is unreal to go along with a .206 batting average against his opponents. So what does that mean? His hits per 9 is about to go up. His K per 9 is about to go up. I'm not saying they deserve a +10 like his inside edge is at right now, but at least the +5 to the hits per 9, and honestly a +10 to the K per 9. I think that leaves Trevor Bauer at least an 82, 83 overall. This guy is creeping closer to that diamond level status. He's always been someone that had a 4 ERA, so that's why he's not going to be upgraded too far, because they are trying to take the last 3 years into account as well. But Trevor Bauer, it seems like his weird stretching and all these different pre-workouts that he does, it seems to be paying off. And in my opinion, he is creeping closer to becoming the second best pitcher on the Indians, considering Corey Kluber is officially the ace. Carlos Carrasco was kind of faded away. He's still really good, but Trevor Bauer, I mean, that's not a bad 1-2-3 punch. Coming up next, we have another Trevor, but this one is a different story. Huh? You get what I get there? Trevor and Story? Okay. In his last 30 games, he has a .323 batting average. He has 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. The only thing that sucks about Trevor Story is the fact that he has 9 walks to 27 strikeouts, so my guy has really bad vision. But on the year, he has 16 home runs, 56 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, and a .271 batting average, so this guy can do it all. The one thing that I want to mention is his stats against lefties. Against lefties, he has 7 home runs, he's hitting .310, and he's slugging .667. So in my opinion, I believe that his contact versus lefties deserves an upgrade as well. Now, if you look at his stats against righties, he has 9 home runs and is slugging .477. So maybe he deserves a little bit of a power increase to the right-hand side as well. So if it was up to me, I would probably increase Trevor Story from a 77 to a 78 because of both the contact increase against lefties and the power increase against righties. Nick Markakis just keeps on raking, man. He's been doing it since as long as I can remember. So in 107 at-bats against lefties, he has a .336 batting average. In 177 at-bats versus righties, he has a .316 batting average. So his batting average versus lefties is higher than against righties. So I think the 81 contact versus righties, that honestly deserves an increase. He has a .316 batting average. Maybe that goes to an 83, 84 overall, but against lefties, that 72, that is not where it needs to be. He deserves at least an 80 to 81 contact versus lefties. Now, one more thing we have to mention as well is he also has a .514 slugging against lefties. So I think that, in my opinion, Nick Markakis will get an increase to the contact and power versus lefties. He goes gold this week. And not to mention, he has an 84 vision, which is absolutely insane, because now that the PCI is a little bit smaller in MLB The Show 18, if you barrel this ball up with Nick Markakis, the ball will fly. Staying with the Braves, we have Aradis Vizcaino. He has a 1.82 ERA in 29.2 innings pitched. He's given up 22 hits, so that's actually pretty good. The only downside is in those same 29.2 innings pitched, he has 12 walks. So the walks per 9 is not going anywhere. Now, he has held his opponents to a .204 average and a 1.15 whip, so that's really good. I think that his stats right now are where they should be in terms of velocity and break, but I think that his hits per 9 is about to go up as well as his K per 9. Aradis Vizcaino goes silver this week. Bet on it. I feel bad for this guy right here. Marcell Ozuna, the past year for him in MLB The Show has not been great to him. He used to be a diamond player, then he was downgraded to a gold player, and then eventually he was downgraded to a silver player. But he's making his way back this week. On the year against lefties, he has a .346 batting average and he's slugging .538. So I think the contact is perfect, but the power versus lefties needs to be increased. Now, if we take a look at his righty stats, in 209 at-bats, he has 7 home runs and a .268 batting average with only a .402 slugging. So maybe the batting average and the power versus righties stays where it's at. For now, he continues to increase his stats as well, because in the last 30 games, he has a .321 batting average with 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, 9 walks to 14 strikeouts, because that's been a big bugaboo for Marcell Ozuna as well as his vision. So if he can continue to kind of keep pace with his walks and strikeouts and increase those stats against righties, I think that his power versus lefties is about to go up. And again, if he keeps on raking versus righties, you will see those increases as well. But in my opinion, Marcell Ozuna goes back to gold this week because he's going to get a power increase versus lefties. Eduardo Escobar is quietly putting up an amazing, almost MVP-like season, and not many people even know who this guy is. So against righties, he has 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, 26 doubles, and he is slugging .657 with a .320 average. That's insane. I can't even believe I just said that out loud. His contact against righties is at a 69. That's going to be increased. His power versus righties is at a 72. That will probably be increased as well. So with those increases alone, I believe, in my opinion, that Eduardo Escobar is going gold this week. I can pretty much bet on it at this point. And I mean, on top of that, on the year, he has 35 runs, 78 hits, 12 home runs, 40 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a .305 batting average with a .941 OPS. That is absolutely crazy. He's putting up stats that you don't see quite often. His teammate Ed Rosario is also doing the same thing. He's raking. So the Twins, they might have a lineup that is a little bit more scary now that this guy's raking with Brian Dozier, Byron Buxton if he can figure it out. The Twins, saying this as an Indians fan, I'm kind of scared. And guys, that's going to do it. The next 4 players that we're going to be talking about are going to be our honorable mentions. So I don't think they're going to be upgraded this week, but they are raking. Michael Brantley, I think what might get him upgraded to a diamond will be the contact and power versus righties, because he's finally starting to get the power back because he was injured. Keep a lookout for that. Desmond is finally starting to get hot again. So on the year, he has a 214 batting average, so that really sucks. His batting average is not going to go anywhere, but he already has 15 home runs to go along with 42 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. So realistically, this is one of the faster first basemen in the league, and he's finally developing power as well. So keep a lookout for him. I think that Desmond might be a silver before the All-Star break. Nicholas Castellanos has 9 home runs and 41 RBIs on the year with a 307 batting average. So his stats in-game are pretty similar to what he's doing in real life. He's hitting .414 against lefties, so that's exactly where it needs to be. He has a .586 slugging, so that's pretty good right there. Now, he does have 7 home runs and 16 doubles against righties, so take a look. Nick Castellanos, if he gets that power increase versus righties this week, he could go gold. And then last but not least, we have Mitch Haniger. The reason why he's an honorable mention is because in the last 30 games, he's hitting .225. The biggest case that I can make for Mitch Haniger going gold is the fact that he's hitting .288 against lefties, so maybe this 67 contact versus lefties will get an increase, but he does have 14 home runs and a .522 slugging against righties. So a 69 power versus righties, that makes no sense to me. I think that needs to go to at least a 75-80 overall, and you should be looking at a brand new gold to the Mariners collection, Mitch Haniger. Guys, that is going to do it for me today. If I did miss anyone at all, please let me know in the comment section down below. I feel like I did a good job at getting pretty much everyone that at least deserves attention. So again, if I missed anyone, let me know, and before the video ends, make sure that you guys slap a like on this one, subscribe if you have not already. If you guys did enjoy, remember to slap that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.